Hello, hopeful Wwoof'ers. This is Bill from my own homestead. I decided to do a end of July video showing the status of what I've got here. And along the fence here is what I call my chicken run. The main plant in there is a lilac. That's kind of the biggest thing there. The little Tykes playhouse in the back, which I'll hold the angle, you can see the top of it, is a sort of supplementary or extra place for chickens to hang out. They like to hang out in the rain. Way in the back I have a brand new plum tree that needs some pruning. And I have a garden back here that is designed specifically to be accessible to my chickens. Now, right now, I have some tomato plants outside here, and I also have some tomato plants behind me in one of my most recent gardens, and I'm going to be calling this the test garden. So this test garden was for the product called Sweet Pea. Tomatoes apparently like it, and I'm behind in getting it strung up. These tomato plants in here are looking a little anemic, probably have a deficiency, but they're growing. I have some cucumbers on the ground. They're growing up into the fence with the grapes. We got lots of grapes. They'll probably be gobbled up in the next couple of weeks. I don't know exactly when, but not long. And when they go on the menu, they go quick. I have multiple types of broadleaf cabbages, kales, turnips, beets, radishes, carrots. In the back I have I don't know, it's kind of like a bowling ball sized zucchini squash. More grapes. Down here we have a little bit of an ornamental garden, which the girls love to tear through, and so far we're doing okay. We rake stuff back when they pull it out. Over on this side you can see the fence. That's to keep the chickens in when I let them in. And we have some squash down here. Butternut, I think, marigolds, lots of squash climbing. You can see these huge flowers. If you like stuffed, this is the way to go. Some roses are kicking in. More roses here. We have a couple of bean towers that are coming due. And some volunteer tomato back there that has been given the privilege to proceed. Some nice big sunflowers. I understand, yes. My wife told me there was one that was blooming. So I'll try to get in here. It's kind of pretty. I hope it videos well. I'm kind of at a funny angle. But it's pretty, very pretty. We've had some pretty flowers. This is or supposed to be a butternut squash. I don't see any fruit yet, but it's just kind of gone into high gear. And it's given the rest of this back area here to grow. We'll eventually pull these entire bean towers out and harvest the beans. These are some spent lilies. A blueberry bush that, well, I don't know. I have to find out what I've got to do to get this blueberry bush to grow properly. Some gladiolas, which we have splashed all over. This is that bowling ball sized round zucchini or squash, summer squash. Again, you can see the peach. Here's a bunch of, unfortunately they are vining, and I have to maybe set up a trellis for them, but beans, I think they're probably cowpeas, the purple ones. You can see the other gardens through here. And we have a sort of back to Eden approach to keeping the ground covered. I'm going to sneak through here. This little project's got to get done. I have fencing that comes around to the front. I need to put a piece in between here and here. I have a gate. This just needs to be secured a little better, and I'll probably do that later. I was away at a Vermont Harpoon Brewery barbecue tournament with one of the teams that competed. They did well. They won Grandmaster last year and 2 years ago. This year, didn't do as well. But they had fun. Food was amazing. This is a section of garden that I've tried to get some herbs growing. I'd like to have this whole entire garden really filled with herbs. There's plenty of gladiolas, a hosta that I'm looking to transplant, and I believe more gladiolas. And then just some flower pots that are in various states of not quite surviving. I forget what that is, but it's actually, I can see the tag right there. It is a Surdiva. I don't really know what that is. Nancy bought it. I doubt she knew what it was either. We had some pansies in here, but they're spent. We're going to probably put some fall plants in here, bulbs, I don't know, something that'll do something for me over the winter or going into the fall. There you can see the tomato garden. There's 4 different varieties of tomatoes in here, and you can see that some of them are coming ripe. This one will probably be picked tomorrow, maybe 2 days. But we have a lot coming. We have some that are really huge. There's Marglobe, Abe Lincoln, Purple Cherokee, and something else. They're all heirloom. So far, I don't have problems with bugs, but I expect to. And I'm hoping that that I can get a woofer here that maybe has some experience and give me a hand curing if I have it. Right now, I don't. Right now, I think my chickens have done a good job at sort of sterilizing the area. We've got this squash running out here. I'll probably tuck it in under the side over here later, just because I have to cut the grass. And so there's chickens. The chickens are here. I counted heads a little while ago. Here goes. Hey, girls. Here they come. Maybe you can see if I hold that out. Come on, girls. All right. Drastic measures mean... Hello. Haley first, makes sense. Sydney second, typical. Zippy down front, the white one. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. Okay, so we have Sydney here, the gray. And you can see her. Next behind her is Chica, my Rhode Island red. Sydney is a Easter egger. Zippy is a leghorn, white leghorn. Luna, the black astrolot. And Haley, the comet, which is, I believe, a blend between a Rhode Island red and a white leghorn. And the coop. Things are looking good in here. We've got the bug zapper working, feeding them protein. Extra water. Some roses just came up. Unfortunately, this garden here has not produced. And it's partly because I don't know what I'm doing, admittedly. Strawberries and asparagus were planted in here, but I don't know necessarily where. Now you can see some indentations, but nothing seems to have blossomed. I have to take that back. After all this time, I do see something coming up, and I believe it looks like an asparagus sprout. So maybe I have to go a little longer. This was planted in mid-June with, I guess they're called rhizomes, I don't know. You know, pieces of a root from strawberry and also asparagus. So who knows, maybe there's hope for it yet. And it is known as the Olivia's Oblivion Garden. For my woofer, Olivia. I hope you've gone on to bigger and better things. I understand you're possibly in Europe at this time. So good luck. Okay, folks, that's it. The garden is looking good, but there's always things to do.